Today we're hopping into the #1 suburb in all of San Diego. Not according to us though, according to niche.com. Niche? We say that different every time, but you guys know what it is. It's popping up right now. You can see what it says. #1 suburb in all of San Diego. But as with anywhere here, it's got some good, it's got some bad. So we're gonna get into the pros and cons, let you guys know everything you need to know. So if you're thinking about moving to Solana Beach, you're gonna know if it's the spot for you. So let's get into it right now.
Hello, I'm Cassidy Lewis.
And I'm Chris Erickson.
And we love making these videos for you, but just as a reminder, we are real estate agents here in San Diego. So we would love to help you with your real estate needs. If you're thinking about moving out this way, definitely get in touch with us. Call, text, email, book your discovery call. We'd love to help you move in and around and to San Diego.
So as you're exploring Solana Beach, one of the main areas that you're probably gonna see is Cedros Avenue, the Cedros Design District. It's a few blocks right in the heart of Solana Beach, kind of a little bit near the beach, where you have a bunch of cafes and like high-end boutique shops and decor shops and little coffee shops and places to grab a drink and a wine bar and that kind of stuff. So I think it's one of the biggest pros is that whole design district because it's a cool spot to cruise down. You can go in the morning, get your coffee, get some breakfast. You go late night. They have Belly Up Tavern at the south end. Some really good, it's really awesome music venue. One of the best ones in all of North County, San Diego. So they're bringing in some big acts. They have some local acts, just all kinds of stuff. So they do have, out of all the cities here in San Diego, or in North County, San Diego at least, there is not too many that have that live music aspect. You might find bars and such that do have a little bit of that music going on, but as far as like live music, decent sized shows, a really cool venue, this is a little area you're gonna have it.
Cedros is branded as San Diego's hottest and hippest shopping avenue, and it does have a lot of really cool spots. It's also the spot that a lot of folks that are remodeling their home or building new construction in Solana Beach and Del Mar and Encinitas go to because there's a lot of really high-end shopping spots for either decor or even finishes. There's countertop and stone spots and a lot of that stuff too. So a really cool spot if you want to go get some of that stuff done for your home while also grabbing a cup of coffee or go into Culture for a beer.
And also Cedros Ave is where you're going to find the weekly farmers markets. As with a lot of San Diego cities, we are a big farming community. You wouldn't think of it, but there are a lot of local farms around here that do have farmers markets in every city. But Cedros is where you're going to find Solana Beach. I believe it's on Wednesdays, but check me on that one. Anyways, right there is where you're going to have that as well.
And one block over from Cedros, a little closer to the ocean, is the Coast Highway, which has a ton of options also for a lot of local restaurants. You got Alce 101, you've got the original Pizza Port, which is still really original, and a bunch of other spots to check out too. So the Coast Highway in Solana Beach isn't as big as, say, Encinitas or the Village in Carlsbad, but there are just some spots that you're gonna hit a bunch if you're living there, and most of them are kind of in that Cedros and Coast Highway area.
And if you're living in Southern California, especially Solana Beach, you're gonna wanna get outdoors a lot. Obviously the beach, which actually is one of the cons, so stay tuned for that. You'll find out why. But I mean, obviously it's beautiful, but stay tuned for why it's a con. But one of the pros is like the lagoon trails. So they recently have connected the trails going all the way from Solana Beach. You can wrap around just barely. I mean, you can go into Rancho Santa Fe. You can hop back, go around to Cardiff where they have kind of the visitor center and then wrap all the way back around, even go under the train tracks. Harbor Trail's a little kind of ending the trail right there. But anyways, a lot of different trails and little systems, and it's all pretty flat. Annie's Canyon is super awesome to check out if you're just exploring. It's not something you're gonna do every weekend, but if you got kids, bring them out there. You're exploring Solana Beach. It's a good fun activity. Weekends, yes, it's gonna get a little bit busy, but it's an awesome amenity to have right at the border, the north border of Solana Beach. So you can get outside, get some walking in. Beautiful out there. It's wide open. So you're looking north into Cardiff and it's just a really cool spot.
So Solana Beach isn't really well known for parks. There aren't huge ones other than this one. There's little pocket parks here and there, but San Diego Park is awesome. It's on the very northeast side of Solana Beach, east of the 5 a little bit, but it's one of the coolest parks in San Diego, in my opinion. It's got a ton of hiking. It's got really cool lookouts. It's got big playgrounds for the kiddos. It's got just a lot of amenities, baseball fields, basketball courts. It's got pretty much everything you can imagine. And then it's also has a ton of like picnic areas, a ton of event areas. You can reserve spots for birthday parties. It's just a really cool park to explore, and you can really explore kind of different areas each time you go as well.
And one other way to get outside in Solana Beach is golf. There's two main golf courses, one being kind of different spectrums. You have the executive course, a little local course, open to the public, pretty quick to get through. So if you just have a few hours on a Friday, go hit it with some friends. Nice, easy course. And then you have the Lomas Santa Fe Country Club. So obviously country club, you got to join, but it's a little bit bigger. There are some amenities and stuff in there. So you could do either route if you're living right there in Solana Beach.
So Solana Beach isn't a very big city, and it definitely has that kind of small town feel, and it has very tight-knit community. There's a lot of community events. One of the big ones is Fiesta del Sol, which is a annual music festival. It's on the smaller side, but they do get some big names from time to time. And there's beer gardens, there's a ton of food, there's obviously live music, other activities and stuff, and so it's definitely one to check out. And then they also have other things like tree lighting, Christmas tree lighting during the holidays.
And then during the summer times, they also have concerts at the Cove, so live music down at Fletcher Cove, and you can go there, enjoy it, bring your beach towel. They also have movie nights and stuff down there at certain times throughout the year. So a bunch of community events. Obviously, we mentioned earlier, the farmers market is a weekly thing, but it is that small town vibe, that small town feel.
So Solana Beach is also really well known for a really good school districts. So Solana Beach has K through 6th is their school district, and then San Diego School District is for middle school and high school. You hear us talk about San Diego a lot. That's Encinitas, Cardiff, part of Carlsbad is in that district as well, Del Mar. And San Diego School District is just a really well-known, really popular school district if you've got kiddos, but that also means that if you are just looking for resale value, Solana Beach is always going to kind of hold that value because the schools are so sought after.
And with the schools, some of them have been recently rebuilt. So there are a few of the elementaries in the middle school that are fairly new in the past few years. And also just one thing to be aware of, if you're living in Solana Beach, they just passed, well, not just, I think it was 2016, Measure JJ, which was just like a bond to refurbish and do a lot of these school projects. And you will see that extra on, I believe it's on your property tax bill. I think every property, it's going to vary, but averaging about $270 per year. So it's not a huge cost, but you will see that every single year. One other benefit of living in Solana Beach is the location, what's nearby. Obviously, to the north, you have Encinitas, so if you want to go explore that a little bit. Down to the south, you have Del Mar. So during Del Mar race season, you could hop down there during the fair. They have all kinds of events and stuff down there. Just to the south, one more exit, Del Mar Heights, you have Juan Paseo and Del Mar Town Center Highlands. It's a long name, but nonetheless, it's a bigger shopping center. It's newer. They got a lot of stuff going on down there. So you could shoot to all those places pretty quick. From the airport, you're probably looking about 35 minutes or so, depending on traffic, maybe even a little closer. It's because it's farther enough south in North County where you don't hit like the Carlsbad and Encinitas traffic where it gets backed up a little bit. So depending on what time you're leaving, let's cut that closer to about 30 minutes. So it's a good hopping off spot if you do need to commute to the airport quite a bit.
Hopping into the cons, the first one is it's kind of boring. You hear us talk about a lot of like North County cities kind of being boring, and a lot of that is just because they're sleepy. It's not, if you're looking for nightlife, other than the Belly Up music venue, there's not much nightlife in Solana Beach, so it just tends to be a little bit quieter.
Yeah, once you get past Cedros and Coast Highway, once you kind of get back there, there's not much as far as infrastructure. We'll get into a little bit of the convenience here in a sec, but it's mostly development. So houses and more houses and more houses. There's not much beyond, the outdoor stuff. So there's some good stuff. But yeah, as far as nightlife, it's pretty darn sleepy. And so I mentioned the beaches as being a negative. Obviously, beaches are gorgeous. The only thing about Solana Beach, there's one main beach, Fletcher Cove. You can access the Cardiff beaches right to the north, Seaside Reef. You can go down to Del Mar, like Dog Beach down the south. There's a few access points, big stairs going down, but most of Solana Beach is lined by bluffs. Even Fletcher Cove, I believe, was a bluff until, I think the story was it was one guy with a hose, blew it all out. So you kind of have that entrance into the ocean. nonetheless, all the rest is bluff. So like hanging out on the beach or getting down to the beach, like it's not as easy. So if you go north to Carlsbad or even like south to PB, where it's just like park, basically kind of walking on the beach, or Mission Beach. I mean, it's busier down there, but it is kind of hard to access. So it's kind of good, keeps kind of the crowds down, which is nice, but it is also a little bit harder to get to.
There's also a limited housing inventory. A lot of people that live in Solana Beach have lived there a very long time and have no intention of leaving. And there's also just not a ton of houses. So it's not, like we talked about, it's not a huge community. It also is one of the more expensive communities in San Diego too. So that is part of that equation as well. But there's just, as a whole, there's not a ton of houses to look at if you're looking specifically in Solana Beach.
Now let's hop into the convenience factor, kind of when you're going out to shop, when you're going out to, you needed those bigger shopping runs, you need to go to Target, Home Depot. None of that's really located in Solana Beach. You're going north or south or east, or you can't go west, the ocean's there, but you got to go elsewhere anyways for all that stuff. So there is a shopping center right off Loma Santa Fe, kind of in the heart of, freeway, Loma Santa Fe, where those connect. That's kind of like one of the main shopping centers where you do have grocery stores. There's a Vons, there's a Sprouts, there's like a little hardware store, or bigger, I'd say Ace Hardware? Dixieline, yeah, I think it's Dixieline. Anyways, that's right in there too. You have some little restaurants or whatever, but as far as like Targets, Home Depots, I think those are like the two main, Costco's, yeah, all that stuff is not there. So it is probably not the most convenient. You can, even if you like Whole Foods, you can go just to the south, just to Del Mar as well. There's a Whole Foods down there. So there is everything you need. Like you'll survive. Don't worry. If you just need to do your shopping runs and go hit up those little spots. But like I said, if you do want to hit some of the bigger box stores, you're going to have to travel a little bit further to do that.
And if you are a Fidel's fan, like I am, and once you become a local in Solana Beach, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. One of the cons is Tony Jacal's is right next door.
There's a few. There are two Mexican restaurants who have been there for a while. Some people are Fidel's fans. Some people are Tony's fans. Obviously, this guy's a Fidel's fan. So anyways, you'll find your which team you're on when you actually do move there and start exploring those little spots. And real quick, one other thing, back to housing. If you're looking new construction or master plan communities, this probably isn't the spot, because most of Solana Beach there are some master plan communities, but not like where you have like a ton of amenities and stuff like that. There are some build outs kind of east of the 5 freeway, kind of west of the 5. It's mostly single family homes that are one-offs, or they kind of got built over time. It's kind of like any of these west of the 5 neighborhoods in Encinitas or Cardiff or Del Mar, where you do have some unique properties, which is pretty rad. But if you're looking like brand new and kind of you like that master plan community, that tract community feel, Solana Beach is not going to be your spot. There's some other cities that we can send you to if that is what you're looking for.
And like Chris mentioned earlier, the Loma Santa Fe Golf Course, Country Club, and Executive are awesome. And so if you're looking for golf course living, if you want to be on the golf course, there are some townhome options. There are some detached house options on the golf courses as well.
And one thing too, condos, once you get to the coast, like south of Loma Santa Fe, there's a huge section of kind of beachfront condos. So that's like one of the biggest sections in all of North County, where you do get those big, huge condo complexes right on the beach. So if you're looking condos, maybe set it and forget it. Maybe it's a second house, vacation home, then that's probably a really good area, because it's walkable to all those other restaurants and shops and Cedros that we just mentioned. They're like some of those little beach accesses, which aren't easy if you're driving down there and you're exploring. But if you're living there, you can just walk down a lot of these beach accesses, cruise the beach, and nobody's really going to be down there.
So this next one is kind of a pro and a con. Pro is there is a train station right in the heart of Solana Beach. Awesome if you want to get down to the ballpark, or if you want to go up to Anaheim or LA area, but it is loud. So there is a big section of housing that is affected by the train, and it is quite loud.
So a lot of people searching Solana Beach are either searching to the south, maybe Del Mar, maybe kind of a little bit further to the north, kind of the Encinitas area. Those are 3 spots, Solana Beach, Encinitas, Del Mar, that people might be exploring.
Cardiff.
Maybe Cardiff as well, yeah, if you're exploring those spots. So anyways, we did another pros and cons for Encinitas. It's popping up right now. Go check that out. And if you guys are thinking about moving out here, hit us up. Call, text, email, take a screenshot so you know who to call when it is time to make the move.